It begins slowly, almost imperceptibly at first. Its core, once a furnace of nuclear fusion, begins to lose its grip, the pressure that has held it together for billions of years starting to falter. Deep inside, hydrogen atoms no longer fuse with the same intensity. Helium, carbon, and oxygen build up in the core, unable to be burned, creating an imbalance that forces the sun to contract. It shrinks, a slow, inevitable collapse that will take decades to play out. But even in these early moments, the changes are profound. Solar flares erupt, bursts of energy that streak across the atmosphere, lighting up the heavens. The sun's outer layers begin to swell, expanding outward, pushing against the force of gravity. The light it once radiated begins to flicker, dimming ever so slightly, the warmth that once nurtured life on Earth growing colder. On Earth, the first signs are subtle. The days seem just a little shorter, the air just a little cooler. People don't know yet what's happening, but the sky seems a little dimmer. Scientists notice first, of course. Data from satellites show a decline in solar output. The sun's once steady pulse has become erratic, and the solar storms, more frequent and intense than ever, send waves of charged particles crashing into the Earth's magnetic field. Power grids flicker, and communications become unstable. Something is wrong, but even they don't fully comprehend the scale of what is unfolding. In the weeks that follow, the effects become undeniable. Earth's climate shifts. The warming summers of the past seem to have vanished, replaced by colder, shorter days. Crop failures begin to mount. The usual rhythms of nature break down. Temperatures drop, and a chill creeps into the air, leaving people to wonder how long the planet can hold on without the life-giving energy of the sun. As the collapse continues, the sun's outer layers begin to shed, expanding further, sending fiery tendrils into space. The Earth grows colder, and the landscape begins to change. Oceans cool, and polar ice caps expand, signaling a shift that has no return. The sun, now a mere fraction of its former self, still clings to life, but its light is no longer enough to sustain the world below. The sun is dying. It shrinks into a white dwarf, its once blazing surface now a faint, cold ember. The light it once cast so brightly on Earth is gone, and the world, caught in the dimming twilight of its former star, faces an uncertain future. The sun may still burn, but its energy no longer touches us. Its collapse is a quiet, relentless end, and the world can only wait for the inevitable conclusion of the cosmic cycle.
Reality's just a dream, whose time has come. This is the season prayers are answered and the suffering ends. This is the season we are tested and do not fail. This is the season we finish what we start. This is the season we've been waiting for. This is the season we become worthy of our own chant. This is the season we rise above Europe. This is the season we get history right, the way it was meant to be. This is the season it happens. This is the season.
Betrayed by the gods and cast into Hades, Kratos must now do like no other before him.
In a catastrophic twist of fate, the world has been thrust into turmoil as average global temperatures plummeted to an unfathomable -59 degrees Celsius, -74.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Shock and disbelief grip nations as once vibrant cities transform into frozen landscapes, testing the limits of human endurance and resilience. Major cities across continents, from New York to London, Beijing to Sydney, lie paralysed under a relentless blanket of ice and snow. Streets that once bustled with life now echo with the eerie silence of a winter apocalypse, as infrastructure buckles under the extreme cold. Power grids strain and fail, leaving millions without heat or electricity in sub-zero temperatures. In the Arctic and other traditionally cold regions, the situation escalates to unprecedented levels of catastrophe. Communities accustomed to harsh winters now face conditions so severe that even the hardiest struggle to survive. Emergency services are overwhelmed, battling against the odds to provide aid and shelter, amidst an inhospitable landscape. The toll on life, both human and wildlife, is staggering. Reports trickle in of tragic deaths due to exposure and hypothermia, while vulnerable species face extinction as habitats freeze over. Marine ecosystems, crucial to global biodiversity and livelihoods, are under dire threat as sea temperatures plummet. Global leaders and climate experts issue urgent calls for unprecedented international cooperation. Emergency summits are convened amidst the chaos, with urgent appeals for immediate action to mitigate the worst effects of this climate catastrophe. Yet amidst the urgency, there is a palpable sense of helplessness as the enormity of the crisis sinks in. Communities rally in solidarity, offering shelter and support to those most vulnerable. Acts of heroism and selflessness emerge amidst the bleakness, underscoring humanity's resilience in the face of adversity. But beneath the surface, fear and uncertainty loom large as societies confront the grim reality of a planet pushed to its limits. As the crisis unfolds, profound questions about our future resonate deeply. The stark reality of climate change, a chilling reminder of our planet's fragility, casts a long shadow over our collective consciousness. The need for decisive action to safeguard our planet and future generations has never been more urgent. In this pivotal moment, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a thaw amidst the frozen chaos as we navigate uncharted territory in the fight against climate catastrophe.
Today the world confronts an existential crisis of unprecedented magnitude. Recent astronomical observations have revealed a chilling truth. Alongside the sudden plunge in global temperatures to an unfathomable -59, the Sun has collapsed into a white dwarf. This cosmic death knell marks the irreversible transformation of our life-giving star, heralding a bleak future for Earth and its inhabitants. The collapse of the Sun into a white dwarf, driven by the depletion of its nuclear fuel, casts a shadow of doom over our planet. With its diminished energy output and altered radiation spectrum, the white dwarf Sun threatens to plunge Earth into perpetual cold and darkness. The consequences for life on Earth are dire and immediate. Today, the global freeze, exacerbated by the Sun's transformation, grips continents in an icy vice, rendering once thriving cities desolate and uninhabitable. As temperatures plummet to lethal extremes, ecosystems collapse under the relentless cold, driving countless species to extinction. The delicate balance of life-sustaining conditions is shattered as humanity faces the grim reality of an inhospitable planet ravaged by cosmic forces beyond our control. The overwhelming scale of destruction overshadows efforts to understand and mitigate the devastating effects of these cataclysms. As we confront the inevitable extinction of all life on Earth, the profound implications of cosmic events on our planet's fate loom large. The Sun's metamorphosis into a white dwarf serves as a chilling testament to the impermanence of our solar system and the fragility of life in the vast expanse of the universe. Amidst the darkness today, a somber realization grips humanity. The end draws near, not with a bang, but with an icy, silent embrace. As we bear witness to the twilight of our world, the echoes of lost ecosystems and extinct species resonate through the void, a haunting reminder of our collective failure to safeguard the future. The sun may be fading from the sky,
But the spirit of humanity, even in its last breath, will shine on. Goodbye. This is our final broadcast from CNN. It is with a heavy heart and deep sense of loss that we bring you the most devastating news humanity has ever faced. After days of increasing concern, scientists have confirmed that the sun is rapidly entering the final stages of its life cycle. Its core is collapsing, triggering a cascade of events that will ultimately transform it into a white dwarf. This catastrophic change, which had been predicted by astronomers for centuries, is now happening faster than anticipated. Over the past few months, the sun's energy output has noticeably weakened, and the frequency and intensity of solar flares have escalated to dangerous levels. These changes are no longer just theoretical. They are happening now, and they are already having a profound impact on Earth. As the sun's radiation wanes, Earth is experiencing dramatic shifts in climate. Temperatures are dropping at an alarming rate, disrupting ecosystems and decimating crops worldwide. This rapid cooling, coupled with the failure of the sun's once constant warmth and energy, has caused widespread food shortages, water crises, and mass migrations as people scramble for survival. No region of the Earth has been spared. With the sun's energy source diminishing, it has become increasingly clear that humanity cannot adapt quickly enough to the rapid environmental changes. The technology and infrastructure we once relied on, power grids, communication systems, agriculture, are failing, and there is no viable solution to reverse or stop the sun's transformation. Despite the heroic efforts of scientists and governments across the globe, humanity is facing an insurmountable challenge. Even with every resource and innovation directed towards survival, the loss of the sun's energy is too great, too swift. The Earth, once a thriving cradle of life, is becoming uninhabitable. In the coming years, we will witness the end of human civilization as we know it. There will be no technological breakthrough, no escape to another planet, no way to shield ourselves from the slow, inevitable freezing of our world. As we face the end of this chapter, we remember the resilience and ingenuity of our species. The accomplishments we've made, the connections we've built, and the wonders of human achievement will not be forgotten. Yet, we must also acknowledge the hard truth. Humanity will not survive the collapse of the sun. As it dims and shrinks into a white dwarf, our world will grow cold, dark, and desolate. This is the end of an era, and the final moments of a species that once dreamed of endless possibilities. We thank you for your loyalty and for allowing us to be a part of your lives through these final days. Our hearts are with all of you, and as the sun fades from the sky, we say goodbye. This is our final broadcast from ITV due to unforeseen circumstances. It is with deep sorrow and a heavy heart that we bring you the most devastating news humanity has ever faced. After months of increasing concern, scientists have confirmed that the sun is rapidly entering the final stages of its life cycle. Its core is collapsing, setting off a once a distant prediction has now become an unavoidable reality. Over the past few months, the sun's energy output has significantly weakened, and solar flares have intensified to unprecedented levels. These changes are no longer speculative. They are happening now, and their consequences are already being felt across the globe. As the sun's radiation diminishes, Earth is experiencing dramatic shifts in its climate. Temperatures are dropping at an alarming rate, causing widespread disruptions to ecosystems and leading to catastrophic crop failures. The cooling of the planet is accelerating, and with it, the loss of the warmth and energy that have sustained life for billions of years. Food shortages are becoming critical, and millions of people around the world are already struggling to survive in an environment that no longer supports life as it once did. The infrastructure we once relied upon, electric grids, agricultural systems, and communication networks, is crumbling, and humanity's ability to adapt has reached its limits. Despite the tireless efforts of scientists and governments worldwide, there is no way to reverse or halt the sun's inevitable transformation. The technology and innovation that once seemed like our salvation, advances in renewable energy, space exploration, and medicine, are powerless in the face of this cosmic catastrophe. Earth is slowly becoming inhospitable, and it is now clear that humanity will not survive the sun's collapse. The end of human civilization, as we know it, is no longer a distant concern. It is now our reality. As we face this unimaginable fate, we look back on the remarkable journey of humankind. Our collective achievements, our discoveries, our ability to connect, and our spirit of perseverance will remain etched in history. Though our story is coming to a close, the legacy of humanity's exploration, creativity, and resilience will never be forgotten. To everyone who has worked with ITV and to every individual who has contributed to our shared experiences, we thank you. It has been an honor to bring you the news, to share in moments of triumph, and to witness the profound impact of our shared humanity. Though the sun fades from the sky, the memory of all we've accomplished will endure, even as the world around us grows darker. Goodbye.
Message is transmitted at the request of the United States government in coordination with the National Weather Service and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. Please listen closely to this message, as it contains essential information regarding imminent global events that will transpire within the next few hours. It is imperative to note that this is not a simulation. All aspects of this message are official. In the coming hours to days, planet Earth will become fully uninhabitable. In what many are calling a scientific impossibility, the sun has suddenly collapsed into a white dwarf. This unexpected transformation has caused the release of massive, intense radiation and a gravitational shockwave that is destabilizing the entire solar system. The reasons behind this phenomenon remain a complete enigma. Already, the repercussions are being felt across the globe, with temperatures plummeting to -126 degrees Fahrenheit, -88 degrees Celsius, in just a matter of hours. These extreme cold temperatures temperatures are far beyond what human life can endure, and they will continue to drop at an accelerating rate. There is nothing that can be done to prevent this catastrophe or alter our fate, and even if a viable plan can be developed, it would be too late. Over the next hours to days, Earth's atmosphere will freeze, and all forms of life will cease to exist. The white dwarf's intense gravitational pull may eventually tear the planet apart entirely. Humanity will be eradicated. In these circumstances, we advise you to do what you can to make yourself comfortable while you still have the chance. Seek solace in your loved ones, deities, or other sources of comfort. Panic is not advisable, though it is understandable given the dire situation. You are not advised to resort to drastic measures, as this will cause distress around you. As the temperatures drop, all television connections will cease abruptly, and normal programming will not resume. This message will be repeated until there is no one left to receive it. Thank you for being part of this country.